Paul Anthony Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
And are you Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in count 2, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you could both sign that. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration county court cost number 636209. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years and there be a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged in count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would just pray the court to follow the plea agreement.
All right. How old are you?
27.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
So who do you live with?
Right now, my mother.
All right. Do you have employment?
No, ma'am.
When's the last time you were employed?
2017. 18.
So how are you supporting yourself?
I just got out of prison.
All right. And who is Faith Contreras to you?
That's a family friend.
All right. So she is no longer a family friend because I'm gonna order that you have no contact with her. You understand? Your situation in reading these facts could have turned out very badly. It doesn't go well when it's 2 people get in a car, there's a sword in the car and people have drugs. You understand?
Yes,
I mean, no, that's what they said. The police pulled you over and there's a sword in the vehicle and you all have drugs. And obviously somebody was high because there was a pipe in the vehicle as well. So you get pulled over, you all are driving around with the sword. It's not the purge. So there's no reason to have a sword. You understand? How far did you go in school?
10th, 11th grade.
Why did you drop out?
Well, I left 6th grade.
Pause right here. This is crucial. When a defendant agrees to a plea bargain, they aren't just accepting a sentence, they're giving up rights, like challenging evidence or forcing the state to prove the case. This is where the courtroom tension is built, folks. Imagine being offered a lifeline, but knowing the court isn't obligated to follow it. Would you take that gamble?
6th, 7th grade. It's Your Honor, that I believe he's
No, I'm just wondering.
background's been pretty, but he was tried as an adult, I believe, at 14, and he was he had been locked up since he was 21 for that same offense.
Okay. Do you want to go back to prison?
No,
All right. So that means that even though, however you ended up where you've ended up, dropping out at 6th grade, being tried as an adult, here's your shot to better yourself and not spend the rest of your life in prison. Okay.
Sorry.
So this is what I'm going to do. Sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. Take in consideration county court cause number 636209. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, field visits 1 time per month for 6 months, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care with minors. I'm going to order 200 hours of community service restitution. If he obtains his GED or some type of trade school certificate, 100 hours will be waived. There's to be no contact with Faith Garcia Contreras. There's to be a gang evaluation. How often were you using drugs?
Just recently,
All right, here's the thing. You need to be honest with me because,
I just barely got out of prison, so
okay.
it was only like a matter of like 3-4 weeks.
All right. And how often were you using though? You get out of prison, you meet with this Faith Garcia Contreras person. How often had you been using?
Like every other day.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a TAP evaluation in custody. Let me just tell you, the TAP evaluation in custody takes about 2 weeks. I don't know much about his criminal history other than what I see in the system. I'm also going to see about a referral to felony drug court. They may not accept you for gang affiliation reasons. You understand? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No,
We can go off the record. So here's the thing. I know there are some things you may not understand since you've been locked up since sixth grade, but this is what I want to tell you. And I want you to listen to me very closely. Obviously, the state wants you to succeed. Your attorney wants you to succeed. I want you to succeed. That's why I gave you this chance on probation, but you got to want it for yourself. You understand?
yes, ma'am.
Now, in Texas, there comes a point in time, if you pick up another case, you're habitual. That means that your minimum is 25 years. So you're going to have to be on the straight and narrow. And anytime you think about doing something, hanging out with gang members, I understand at the age of sixth grade that sometimes when you go to prison, you have to affiliate in order to survive and have a not decent life at the prison, but be able to come out, hopefully, safe physically. I understand that, but you're going to have to put that behind you. And do not get any more facial tattoos. And the reason why I tell you that is because when you're trying to get employment, when you're meeting people, they will see that and they will think certain things. Understand?
I'm not Your Honor.
All right. And in this court, communication is key. If you need something, let your probation officer know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and we'll see what we can do. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. And
Yes.
he's been in custody for about 120 days or so. Would the court give that consideration and letting him get out, take his TAP evaluation or do the TAP in custody?
No, he's going to do the tap in custody. And let me explain to you why I want you to do the tap in custody. Because immediately when you got out of prison, you started using a lot of drugs. And I know when people are locked up and they're released, they say, you know what? I'm never going to be back here again. I'm sure when you got released out of prison, you're like, I'm going to be on the.
Stop and think about this. He's been locked up practically his whole life, sixth grade to adulthood behind bars. That's not just a background detail. That's a full-on life sentence in experience alone. How does someone navigate normal life after that? And here's the kicker. The judge is giving him a real shot at probation. This moment is all about second chances, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
Straight and narrow. I'm not going to let this happen again. I will not put my life in jeopardy that way. But immediately when you got out of prison, what did you do? You got with this Faith Garcia Contreras person, and you all are driving around in a vehicle with a sword in meth. So many things could have went wrong for you guys. You understand? Anthony Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramirez, did you review the motion to revoke community supervision and First Amendment motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Paul Anthony Ramirez who was placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 009393 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4,200 grams on October 31st, 2024 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, state.
Violation of condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Paul Anthony Ramirez did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April, May, and June 2025 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 4 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Is to grant the state's motion, revoke the defendant's community supervision, reform his judgment to a sentence of 3 years in prison. And the state is going to take into consideration cause number 2025 PF 31486 and 2025 PF 31487.
All right. And what are those allegations in those?
It's an unauthorized use, judge, and a possession condition.
All right. So what has he done on probation other than pick up new cases?
Your Honor, the times that he had missed, and we have waived, those allegations obviously have been, waived, but if the court looks at the, MTR, he was in Medina County for another offense,
All right.
fundamental.
So was he ever released while he was on probation?
You did report some of
Yes,
this, correct?
Do you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Anthony Ramirez.
All right, so what have you done other than it's alleged that you picked up 2 new cases?
I reported like 3 or 4 times. I paid those times that I did go report.
All right, so you've reported 3 or 4 times since October 2024.
Whenever I was released from here, I reported like 3 times, three times.
So why are you only reporting 3 times?
Because after that, I was in Medina County.
And in custody in Medina County for what?
Unauthorized use.
All right, and is that an unauthorized use that's alleged to have been committed after he was placed on probation?
My understanding is yes, Your Honor, but out of an abundance of caution, would just simply ask the court, or we have the summary here. I'd like to, just take a look at the dates just to make sure, but I am pretty sure it was after.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It was after the new charge after you got released.
Yes, sir.
So then here's my question for you. Why should I give you less than what you bargained for when the only thing you've done is report 3 times and you picked up a new case, you ended up in Medina County, and then you have 2 new charges here that the state is taking in consideration? And I'm assuming those 2 new charges, was that after he was placed on probation?
Yes, Your Honor, they were August.
So why?
Well, these cases didn't have nothing to do with me as far as the unauthorized use.
Okay.
How it all happened is, if you look into it, but
And what were Your Honor, on the unauthorized use here, basically he was with but I would think that the evidence would suggest, I don't want to put words in your mouth, the evidence would suggest that the actual taking of the vehicle was.
Boom! Here's the courtroom reality check. Probation isn't just a suggestion. It's a strict set of rules, and breaking them has consequences. He picked up new charges, barely reported, and yet the defense is asking for leniency. Audience, this is the moment to ask yourself, how much can the court bend for someone who's repeatedly tested the system? And how much of this is about the system giving guidance versus the individual actually taking responsibility?
By another young lady in Corpus Christi that he had an engagement with here in Bear County that may or may not have involved provable possession of illicit substances, Judge. But it's not. But in no way are we trying to represent to the court that it's acceptable behavior as on while he's on probation. We would ask the court to, though, give some consideration, even though we've been here before. This is a young man who's basically been raised in prison. He went to prison for the first time at, I believe, 14. He has had some issues with his decision-making, Judge, but with the underlying sentence of 4, we think, well, that's a plea bargain process, and so we think the 3 would be fair, but we would yield to the court on that. The other thing that could be done at this time, if he didn't have the cases pending in Medina County, I will say the first thing that came out of his mouth is that he needs help with his, would you agree, with I'll let you complete my sentence.
with that, Judge,
Well,
I really do need. Yes,
Okay, good.
I really need help with the substance abuse. That's the whole point of it. I'd rather have take the 3 years of TDC just to, overall, I think it'll help me out than to just go out and do the program, whatever it is.
But I mean, you were given a chance when I placed you on probation to get it together, right?
The problem is the drug problem. I was still,
Oh, no, you could have came here and I would have said, okay, let's take care of your drug issue. Let's give you whatever help you need with drug issues. But you didn't reach out to your probation officer. You didn't reach out to the court. You reached out to take a ride with somebody in a stolen vehicle. And the last time I saw you, did you have the teardrops or is that something new?
no, same thing.
All right. And then the crown,
All the same. It's
and then the Playboy bunny,
everything.
and then the dollar sign.
It's all old.
How old are you?
28.
All right. You're 28 years old and you went to prison when you were 14. You know, TYC, that's what we would call it.
TDC.
Is somebody sending somebody to TDC at 14?
I think,
My dear
Your Honor,
County,
given,
No, I mean, you start out in TYC. They're not sending 14 years old to prison. Then once you become of age, then they will send you to prison. So I can see you.
I was sentenced at 14, then 15, I was in TDC, the Clemens Unit, YP. From all the way till I was 21.
Well, is somebody going to sue Texas for sending a 15-year-old to prison?
Your Honor, I
Well, I
will,
mean, I'm always interested in learning new law. There are a lot of defense attorneys in here. Do they send people in Texas to adult prison when they're 15?
Your Honor, I think that just at sometimes, okay, and again, not to contradict what he's saying, but I think sometimes it just kind of blurs and runs in together when you've been in since you're 14.
Well, let me just tell you this.
I can tell you this, there's so
Any legal advice, but if you were sent to prison at 15, somebody needs to file a suit, although the statute of limitations may have ran since you're 28. But this is what I can tell you.
and for the record, Your Honor, obviously, I did not represent him.
No, I appreciate that.
For the people in,
This is what I can tell you. At some point, your actions are your own. You can't keep blaming your actions on the fact that you went to TYC at 14.
No.
You got to change your life. All right. I'm going to follow the agreement that you worked out based upon what your attorney is saying and what the state is saying with regards to the unauthorized use. I guess that's what we do since the time of Adam and Eve. We still blame the woman for our own actions. So, are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. I'm going to request the therapeutic community. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. All right, we can go off the record. When you're released from custody, if you can't find somebody to help you get on the straight and narrow, if I'm still here, you can come back here. I'll find an inpatient treatment facility for you. Now, let me just explain to you the reason why I'm saying no unsupervised contact with minors and no residing with minors is because you really shouldn't be around minors because you'd be a bad influence. And until you get your life together, that's the way it should be. And a lot of women will see you when you come out of prison